Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining our October Florida Broker Roundtable on the Heroes Incentive Program, hosted by our Florida broker, Emily Velez, and also featuring some special guests from Success Mortgage Partners. As you know, every month we have a special promotion where you can receive fun gifts and promotions from Allison James just for referring an agent to us. For the month of October, you have a chance to earn sign writer packages. For each agent you refer to us, we will send you a sign writer package, and you can earn up to 5 packages. All you have to do is have spoken to the agent about Allison James, and they must be expecting a call from us. To refer an agent to us at any time, please go to Allison James University and click on the referral tab. From there, you will find a form that you can fill out with the agent's information. I also wanted to throw a friendly reminder out there that we have a couple happy hours coming up this month. We have one in Sarasota on October 23rd and one in Punta Gorda on October 24th. You will be receiving emails in regards to this event. If you are interested in these events and finding out more information, I am going to include both the links in the chat box of this Zoom webinar. So you can click on the Eventbrite link and RSVP and save your spot at the happy hours. If you have any specific questions about these events, please go ahead and email me directly at events@ajicorporate.com. Today's webinar, as always, is sponsored by our preferred lender, Success Mortgage Partners. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started with our Florida Broker Roundtable. Remember, if you have any questions during this presentation, you can type them in the chat box on your Zoom control panel, and we will do a Q&A at the end of this presentation. I will now pass it over to our host today, starting off with Emily. Good afternoon, Emily.
Good afternoon, Tori. Hello, everyone. First of all, please forgive us for the late start. We have 2 panelists today, and we just had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Hope everyone had a great weekend. It is already October. We are getting ready to start a new year, and hopefully everyone will end the year strong and have a plan in place to start the new year strong. I am very excited about today's topic. I always say customer service and knowledge is what sets us apart in this very competitive market. So with that said, today's topic is the Heroes Incentive Program. We're going to be learning about that program. It's a special program designed to give back to those who serve, protect you, and shape our communities. With that said, I will go ahead and hand it over to Tim. Tim, how are you today?
Hi, Emily. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Everything is fantastic.
Great.
So, well, good. I guess I'll take this as my cue. I appreciate you having me on. John must be having some technical issues, so apologize for him not on, but I will just kind of walk you guys through the Heroes Incentive. So I'm sure some of you are familiar with Homes for Heroes. That's a national nonprofit organization that a lot of the time the real estate agents work with the buyers or sellers, and then the lenders will work with the client and offer them a lender credit. So we kind of do both. You know, I personally am a Homes for Heroes loan officer, but our company also, whether the real estate agent is or not, we're going to do a Heroes Incentive in general. Our incentive for all of our heroes is going to be $1,000. And you know, and there's a lot of different companies that do different things, you know, and they might say, oh, we'll only do it for a veteran that served for 4 years. They might say we'll only do it for somebody that's retired. We're just across the board. If you were a veteran, whether you were in the reserves or you know, whenever didn't make a career out of it, or you served 4 years or 6 years, whatever, we're certainly appreciate all that you've done for our country and our families, and so we're giving back to you. So that's $1,000. And the different heroes, again, are going to be your teachers, are going to be your nurses, are going to be your firefighters, police officers, veterans. You know, you got to draw the line somewhere. So, I mean, we will still do, if it's a nurse assistant, like a CNA, you know, of course, if they're a doctor, or if they're a registered nurse, police officers, teachers, you know, I guess, you know, we could potentially do a teacher assistant, but I'd have to look and see my guidelines on that. But it's a big deal, right? I mean, your closing costs are, it just depends on every state. In Florida, I mean, it gets pretty pricey with the doc stamps and things like that. So $1,000 can go a long way for somebody, and sometimes it's a make or break of a deal. That's kind of how we do it. I mean, whether it's a VA loan, an FHA loan, a conventional loan, we will certainly do it. I would tell you that it's 99% of the time is going to be for your primary residence only. On an investment property, we're probably not going to give them $1,000 on that. Again, we got to draw the line somewhere. We do offer a $500 incentive on the refinances that we do for our heroes as well. There's really not a whole lot to it. I think it's, again, if you're a real estate agent and you market to it, we'd love to get to know you and see if we can maybe tie a zip code together with that program. And I can certainly get John involved with that as well. But we're really excited to be working with everybody. I know we've closed a handful of deals already, and John's getting some momentum going out there. Our biggest thing, again, is just, the customer service and return times. We've got all the products, of course. But it's not a whole lot more for me to talk about with the Heroes Incentive because it really is pretty basic. It's going to depend on, that they fall into that classification. We also, when we send disclosures out to our clients, we do have a Heroes Incentive disclosure that the underwriter will review. It's really just basic, are you a hero, yes or no? And then of course, they're going to validate it based on for a veteran. We've got a certificate of eligibility. If they're a nurse, it's obviously on their application and so on and so forth. But Emily, is there anything else that you'd like me to address or talk about?
Yes, I just have actually here 2 questions. So just to be clear, this is not really a loan product. This is just an incentive program that your mortgage brokerage offers. Is that correct?
That is correct. That loan product might be a VA loan for a veteran, but this isn't for just a veteran. This is for any hero. So yes, this is an incentive that we're offering for the heroes out there because obviously teachers give so much to our kids, but unfortunately they just don't make that much in return financially. So every little bit helps them from, they're struggling to get the down payment. We want to at least be able to help them out with the closing costs.
Gotcha. Okay. I just want to make sure that we are clear on that because sometimes you'll hear people say, well, I applied for the Heroes program, and I just want to make sure that agents understand that this is not a loan product. This is just an incentive that these individuals get based on their.
It can be confusing though because I live in South Carolina and they have the state of South Carolina. It's kind of like a down payment assistance program where they actually do it. It's called Palmetto Heroes, and that money's only available in the spring. So again, that we would hate for somebody not to come to us because they didn't think that we had that program because Florida, there's certain municipalities that might have that program as well. But this overlaps all of that.
Gotcha. Okay. So is this, let me ask you, the $1,000 credit, is this something that just your brokerage offers, or can another mortgage broker offer more or less credit?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I've got other lenders that I know in town. They might offer $500. They might offer $250. It just depends. I think that's on the higher end for sure. And it's just something that our company wants to give back. So that's why we picked that number and we just stuck with that number. Years past, I would do it based on increment, right? Because the higher loan amounts are going to bring in more revenue to the company. And I would do $1,000 on a certain loan amount. And then the lower tier was $500, but we just said the heck with it. Let's just do it across the board. If we can take a loss on the smaller ones, we'll pick it up on the bigger ones.
Gotcha. So this $1,000 credit is going to show as a lender credit on the closing disclosure?
100%, yes.
Okay. Now, the $100,000 credit, is this in addition to seller concessions? Like, is that going to be allowed if they get the max?
Yeah, we absolutely. And you did just say 100,000 and make it clear it's 1,000.
Oh, 1,000. Oh, goodness. Wow.
So, yeah, no.
high. I aim high. What can I say?
Yeah, listen to the recording. I'm just kidding you. So yeah, absolutely. It's so if the real estate agent's going to negotiate on their behalf and they pick up, 3% or whatever it is, this is always going to be above and beyond that. So, we'll ultimately, if they end up having everything paid, they'll get $1,000 back, but ultimately we would probably use that to buy down their interest rate or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay, great. Fantastic. And I do see here, because I do have a flyer, I do show that military, it could either be active, reserves, veterans, and retired. So that's great. That's awesome.
Yep.
Fantastic.
I'll be honest with you, the prior company I worked for, they would only do it for like retired veterans, I'm like, it didn't make any sense to me. So I'm glad that we see it the way I see it, which is, these people have given their lives for goodness sakes, the least we can do is give
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a lot of family that are in the military, law enforcement, and I have just great respect for our teachers.
Yeah, and I tell you, and I know it's not just a problem here where I live, it's all over the country. I mean, it's, it's tough to find a home for an affordable home for people, I mean, in those careers, so again, it's just a little token that we can get back.
Yes, absolutely. So, like I said, I do have a flyer that John emailed me. I know that you guys can go ahead and brand the flyers with our contact information. So is this something you could do with this flyer as well?
Oh, absolutely. And we have other flyers that we can add to that list. Yep.
Fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'll either email you or John, you tell me with my contact information. That way you guys could create a flyer and I'll post it on our Facebook agent page. That way agents can see what you guys could do for us, because I think this is just a great opportunity to give back to our community, to those who serve our country and our communities, and keep them safe as well. And I think it's just a great opportunity to want you to know about it. So it's
especially if you're competing with other buyers agents, and you're sitting at the living room table. I mean, this is a conversation that should come up, and hopefully can separate the buyer's agent by leaning over this way than going with somebody else. Because again, that's
exactly. Yes, which I do know sometimes it does happen where you lose a customer to another real estate agent that is part of a program similar to this. So that is great. So who should I email my contact information?
Just email it to both John and me, and I'll make sure that it gets squared away.
Fantastic. Yes. And as soon as you guys get that ready, I'll go ahead and I'll post it on our Facebook agent page so other agents can see. And hopefully they will go ahead and get a flyer and pass it on to their customers and to those that they know. Anything else you wanted to add?
No, I just want to thank you guys for the partnership. And John, unfortunately, I haven't been able to be at some of the happy hours, but I know he's been really excited to meet everybody. And, we look forward to working with you all and continue to grow and build on this relationship.
Great. Tori, do we have any questions?
We don't have any questions right now, but I do see that John's on. John, are you there?
Yeah, I'm listening away. I was going to wait until you guys got done talking just to introduce myself to some of the folks that are on here that I may have not met. We're obviously super excited. Tim explaining the Heroes program. It's a huge, benefit to prospective buyers. We have a lot of customers all around Florida that, especially in Southwest Florida, a lot of teachers, a lot of firefighters, police officers, so, including VA. So I think that, from our perspective, we're super excited. I'm going to be coming there, Tori, weekly from now on, at least 1 to 2 days a week. So I'll be there if there's any, any realtors that want to sit down and want to go over any deals, as well as the upcoming happy hours that we have that are going to be back to back. So, we're very excited. We are having some traction with some folks right now that we're helping out. with Allison James, and just looking forward to the future.
Hey, John, can you mention them potentially getting John McDade down there and the presentation that he can do regarding the VA loans too?
Yeah, absolutely. Emily and Tori, we'll get together with you guys on that. He's a 45 or 50-year veteran in the VA business, and some of the stuff that he will discuss in an actual meeting will blow your mind. So I'll talk to John and see if we can't coordinate a time that we can set that up. And I believe I spoke to you about that before, Emily, briefly. But he's very impactful for what he does, and it's a big benefit.
Fantastic, fantastic. So Tori, we don't have any questions then?
No, we don't have any questions right now. As I had mentioned before, we do have those happy hours coming up. I know those have been mentioned a couple times. I did put the links to those happy hours in the chat box of the Zoom webinar control panel. So you guys can click on those links and RSVP. You won't want to miss out on those. They're a great chance for you to hang out with fellow AGI agents, your broker, and also Success Mortgage Partners as well. Emily, do you have any final words that you want to end us with?
Just wanted to thank John and Tim for joining us today. Thank you for the information you provided. We appreciate everything that you do. And just wanted to wish everyone a great week. And if anyone has any questions, you may contact me directly at 941-544-0865.
Perfect.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you everyone for joining us on this month's Florida Broker Roundtable. And thank you to, of course, John and Tim for all of your wonderful insight today. And thank you to Emily for organizing today's topic and presentation. Thanks again to everyone for joining us, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye.